Hello, my name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about a meditation that I do based on the planets in Vedic Astrology. First, I want to tell you that I'm still offering that 25% off of Thunder Astrology readings for December, so I'll leave a link on the bottom if you want to get a reading. But yeah, I want to talk about this way that I do these meditations on the planet, on the different planets. And this is based on the Thunder Wizard path. Thunder Wizard has his own channel, thunderwizard.com. He spells DOTCOM. And he talks about this thunder wheel, like a medicine wheel, that you could open up, certain way to open it up, and you sit inside the center of this wheel, or stand inside it, and you feel the directions, the 8 different directions, meaning north, northeast, east, southeast, east. Southeast, south, southwest, west, northwest. This is a really empowering thing, and we've seen this in cultures throughout the world. There's always people working with medicine wheels, like Stonehenge. Stonehenge is a medicine wheel. Especially the most popular is the Native Americans. That's where we get that term medicine wheel from. But this is a very powerful way to connect with the universe, and the way I do it in terms of connecting with the planets is in the Thunder Wizard tradition. I open up the different directions in a certain kind of a method. You could learn from him. He has DVDs on how to do that. Might even be on his channel, how to open up the wheels. At least he talks about the directions, and you could face these different directions and feel either the planet and the planets that are located in those directions, or the actual dimensions that they represent. Like say for instance the northeast, that is the home of Asgard. This is the home of the celestial gods, gods that live in timeless infinity. You could just face that direction and bring in the energy of that direction within yourself. And again, it's a real powerful way. You know, having an open mind too, keeping your mind open and being receptive to this energy is what's going to really help you empower yourself. Doing these things with a skeptical mind, a really closed mind, being really narrow-minded, that's not going to work. It's not going to help you. You're already putting a barrier on yourself. You're having this disbelief. You know, he was talking about the other day. He goes, he doesn't care. He doesn't really care if these things that he teaches are true or not. It's the actual practical experience, the feeling that he gets from doing these rituals, is what really benefits him. You know what I mean? That's right there is a revealer of the truth to me, where I compare it to what I was raised with, like the Catholic religion, based on a lot of a fear of hell, and you better follow these ways and be a really good person, or else, you're gonna go, you're gonna go to hell. This fear-based religion, it just didn't really help. It didn't help expand the mind, open the mind. Prayer and all that, it just never really put me in a good state of mind. I can remember moments of feeling the Spirit of God in church, where they do get into these different types of prayers. There's some benefits there. I remember experiencing, but for the most part, it wasn't really beneficial for me. But to each his own. But so what I do in terms of these meditating on these planets is I open up the thunder wheel, and there's certain hand gestures that you can do to open up the wheel. You start in the north, and then you end up in the last part is the northwest. Once you do that, you can also get like power stones. You could find stones out in nature, and each stone represents the different directions. You could actually place some on the floor, or if you have a space in your home, or in your outside of your home, in your land, in your backyard, you can actually leave the stones in their positions. But you always want to use the same stones for each direction. Like I have a stone that's specifically for the north, and one that's specifically for northeast, and so on. And then there's one in the center for earth. So you got these 8 different directions, and the center is earth. Center earth is where they call it Midgard in the Northern European traditions. Middle Earth. This is like the point where all of these energies from these different directions come in and unite, center themselves into earth. This is why it's really blessed to be a human being. You have this access to all of these energies, being in a physical body. But yeah, so meditation on the planets. What I'd like to do is sit in this wheel, and you could face the north. Let's say if you haven't gotten like a Thunder Astrology reading, because the Thunder Astrology reading could tell you like the most beneficial direction that you want to face, the most the planets and the energies that are really empowering you and yourself. You could find that by getting a reading from me or the Thunder Wizard or any other Thunder astrologer. But like my direction is facing the west. This is the home of the terrestrial gods, the gods that live in time. And so I would sit in the west, and you could sit in different meditation type of poses. This half lotus, or different kind of poses where you can just kind of cross one leg and put the other foot in front of the other foot. Because that half lotus or lotus is real difficult for me. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta probably have to be really super skinny or keep those legs super flexible. I don't know. I've never been able to do it. 23 years of doing yoga, trying. It's like it's never comfortable for me. It's comfortable for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm done. But you can do that, or you can sit in a chair. You sit at the edge of a chair, at the edge of the chair, and you want to make sure that your knees are below your hips, and you keep your head pointing downwards, so you don't get energy caught in this area behind your neck. You want the energy to just keep flowing through you. And so, however you sit, you face that direction that you know. If in Thunder Astrology, or you're gonna face, I would face the north, because the wheel starts in the north. But Thunder Wizard also said you can also face the east as the direction that starts, because it represents the rising sun, the east. Energy is just coming into the world day to day through the east. I would say the north though. And let's say the north. But even though I'm facing west, I would start this meditation by directing my energy, my focus over to the north, or in this case, how you're looking at me, the north over here. And even with eyes closed, I mean, I'm just kind of focusing my energy on the north, and the north is represented by the planet Mercury. So I'm just taking a deep breath, and I'm taking in that energy of the north coming into the crown chakra, and it's coming all into my whole body. And at the same time, I'm thinking about the personality traits, the characteristic traits of Mercury. Mercury, the intellect, communication, speech. You know, I'm just thinking about all these things, socializing, analysis, details. You know, Mercury represents a lot of this type of stuff. And I'm just bringing in that energy, just in that one breath. Then as I'm exhaling, the same thing, I'm still thinking about Mercury. Then on the next inhalation, I move to the northeast. As I'm inhaling, I'm paying attention to the northeast, which is going to be behind me. To you, it's like over here. And I'm breathing in Jupiter. Jupiter is in the northeast. I'm breathing in the Jupiter, and I'm thinking about Jupiter, what it represents: spirituality, higher consciousness, wisdom, deep knowledge. It's a planet of luck too, optimism, planet of worldly universal harmony. Then on exhalation, I'm still breathing. I'm thanking Jupiter. Then I go to the east. East would be behind me because I'm facing west. Then I'm breathing in the energy of the sun, bringing it in to the crown chakra, thinking about what the sun represents. Sun is my soul, personality, self-esteem, stamina, confidence, however many different ways you can describe the sun's energy, you know. All the way till exhalation, I'm still thinking about the sun. Then I go over to what do we have here? The southeast. Breathing in that, focusing my energy on the southeast. That is the planet of Venus. So I start thinking about love, beauty, luxury, good feeling clothes, good tasting food, good tasting clothes, edible clothing, good tasting food, good tasting drink, harmony with the other, you know, sexual attraction with the opposite, or whatever your preference is. Harmony harmony with people, getting along with people. Inhalation, exhalation, all the way. I'm thinking about that. Then I go to the south, thinking about the planet Mars. Mars, planet of energy, stamina, willpower, strength, courage. Inhalation, exhalation. Then I go over to the southwest. This is the planet Rahu. Rahu is the north node of the moon. Rahu represents like your obsessions. Also, on a deeper level, it can represent like deep occult knowledge, shamanism, good focus on accomplishing things, mass communication. And you also want to think about those negative things. Rahu is very transforming to think about, and it's in the world of the unconscious. The southwest represents the unconscious, the underworld, Helheim, in the Northern European. You can also, I've also asked Thunder Wizard if I could focus on K2 in the southwest, and he said, yeah, K2 is the south node of the moon. K2 represents past life wisdom. K2 doesn't have a head. K2 is whatever house he sits in your astrology chart, he represents that you have accomplished that house. But there's still a little bit of something you still need to accomplish in that house. Not much, but K2 doesn't really want to think about that house. But K2 also, he represents spiritual wisdom, deep concentration, unity of the soul. It could also represent this the psychic disturbances, nervousness, a lot of just a lot of disturbance. And then I move on to the west. West is the planet Saturn. Breathing in Saturn. Saturn is a planet of patience, details, organization, utility. It's about the law. It's also about your karma. And then I move on to the last direction over there to the northwest. And then in the northwest we got the moon. So then we breathe in the moon. The moon is the mind, the emotions, your compassion, your adaptability, your acceptance. It is the mother goddess. It's the nurturing energy. The moon is a friend to all the planets. Once I finish the northwest, then I focus on the center, where I'm sitting, and that's Mother Earth. What I do there is just focus on the mother goddess, whichever tradition you are interested in. You focus on that name, or you feel yourself being grounded by Mother Earth. And once I'm done with that, I might go around the circle again. I'll just pay attention to the north for a little bit longer than one inhalation, exhalation. But I'm really not paying attention to my breath. I'm just letting my breath breathe how it wants to breathe. By the time I've gone one revolution around in the center, my energy's pretty charged up with all these planets. I'm feeling this energy coming from all these different directions. And I focus on each of the directions again, the north, northeast, all the way around again, and so on, all the way to the center. And at that point, I'm really charged up with a lot of energy. This is a point where you can really start getting into like a good state of visions. You might start having visions. At some point, you can kind of start feeling, after a lot of practice, you can feel your consciousness when it starts to shift into a higher state. And a lot of times when I shift into that higher state, I feel these kind of electric shocks or something. I don't know, they're spirits or what. Something's going on. That's what I usually feel them as, like presences, spirit guides. And I just let my thoughts go as they go. I might start thinking about my life, something mundane or something really deep. What is it I want to do today? What is my focus? How do I want to grow? Whatever thoughts you have, you just let them come. And you can sit there for 20, 30 minutes, an hour. Sometimes I go for like 40 or 50 minutes, depending on how comfortable my legs are, because they start getting uncomfortable after a while. But this is just a good way to really bring in the energies of the planets. And if you know your astrology chart, you can see how these planets are affecting you. So you can really learn from these, bringing in these energies. and how to enhance the positive effects of the planets. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Anybody interested in getting that Thunder Astrology reading, it's 25% off in December still. There's what is it, a little less than 2 weeks for December, but I'll leave the link on the bottom. All right, hope you guys have a good day, night, evening. Peace.